It's hungry. Look at it, it's eating. Hey gamers, it's Wintermute here from Grind This Game. Back with Oxygen Not Included, the Occupational Upgrade. And we got a patch, I think, just recently. So we can see they got some new art here for the farm station. Looks pretty cool. Before it was just like a compost pile, but now it's got some proper art and looks cool. One other thing I noticed when I was playing around is that the steam turbine, it's been nerfed. Well, I'm sure it was just a test before because 8 kilowatts was too much. But it's at 2 kilowatts is what it produces. I played around with it a bit in debug mode, so I have an idea of how we want to use it, but I just realized it needs plastic. And we don't have any plastic yet. So down at the bottom here, I kind of started to build the plastic area. I think I'll do oil refining in here. And maybe store the petroleum down here and send some of it to plastic makers. But we still haven't found a steam geyser. So I want to do that this episode because we're going to run out of fresh water. I got, who is this down here? Ruby down here building some pipes. Do we have power yet? Yeah. So that'll send oil up, but we're not quite ready to use it. But there's one thing I wanted to do before all that, and that was get Trivaldo. Trivaldo is, I think, one of the only dupes, we have him on Gopher right now, that is capable of becoming a mechatronic engineer. So he first has to learn electrical engineer. So we'll put him on general engineer first. Oh, he's already got general engineer. Okay, let's take nickel off electric engineer. Put Trivaldo on electrical engineer. Which it won't let us do. There it goes. Second time lucky. So we'll let him level up that. And then we'll get him over to courier. And then we should be able to get mechatronics, I think. So the search for fresh water continues. We got a new dupe here. Let's see who we have. Athletics 6, I like that. Noodle arms. And twinkle toes. Oh. Max seems more versatile, even though he's got noodle arms, so I'm going to go with Max. And we'll probably stick with 15, so I'll disable the printing pod. Now we got a crazy amount of food, so I'm not too worried about food just at the moment. I wonder if they fixed the bug where you deconstruct these. Ideally we'd have everything on hydroponics because then you don't have to water all these plants. But food's not really an issue, so we'll just let them do it. And what's the priority? 5-star. That is not what we want. Let's set that at 4. Like that. And we'll set all these at 4 as well. And what do we have down here? How's our chlorine? Oh, look at this! The fridge looks different. And what is going on here? The storage compactor is dancing. What the heck? Oh, that's funny. It's hungry. Look at it, it's eating. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Messed up animation. But what's with these fridges? Got like a smooth top. I kind of like it. So we gotta pump chlorine in there at some point, if we can find a chlorine geyser. Oh, we do have some chlorine here. We could turn this back on. Get some of that chlorine pumped in there. Let's see if this will work. I guess the CO2 is kind of pushing it up. Oh, so it's getting little bits of chlorine. That's good. Now really this should be controlled by an Atmos sensor in here, but I guess it's okay for now. Let that run for a while and try to clear this out. So I guess I'll do some exploratory digs. Where should we go? Let's see. We were gonna try head over here. I haven't been. I could try up here, go to this ice biome. There's this part here. I hope we have one. That's my concern, is that we don't have one at all. And are we allowing our dupes in here? Because this was pretty germy before. Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, it's not even locked. So we'll let them go up there. Granite. We're 214 cycles in and we haven't found any steam geysers. Let's go up to there. That's gonna melt through, I bet. It's okay. Got lots of chlorine in here as well. We could could move our food storage here. That's much closer, actually. Yeah, And they won't have to come out here. I wonder if I should do that. How long would this chlorine last? We could crack this open. Let's remove that. Yeah, I think I'll move it. It's closer. So fridge. Use granite. Put 3 in for now. And I guess we'll disable this for now. And eject this food. I guess I'll keep it here just in case we need a backup. But I won't use it. Now that should be less of a run, maybe. Let's just stick all food in there, I think. Priority. Just priority 5. And we'll put one more fridge in there. And maybe we'll head over this way. Dig this out. That's weird. I can't select that. Requires miner. We have miners, don't we? Where did my miner go? Okay. Seasoned miner. Oh, that's weird. So our seasoned miners can't mine. That's a bug. Okay, we still can't mine. So, this might not be... What? He just mined. Look at him, he's mining... He's mining random things. That was strange. Whoa. It's not even being marked as mine. So strange. Okay. So it works, it's just... What is he doing? Is he mining random things? What about here? Oh, that was fast. Look how fast he is. Impressive, Abe. I'm impressed. But it's weird how the icon doesn't work anymore. Okay, we'll have to be careful with our mining. So those should actually work, even though we can't see them. Oh, where's all this oxygen coming from? Anyway, it's okay. This chlorine should push to the bottom. Oh, it's probably getting in from here. Yep. And maybe that chlorine is getting out. So I'll copy those settings. Hopefully these guys can actually mine this. Should probably clear this this hydrogen out of here. Let's open this up. Let's just open all this up. go like that. Where's that chlorine gonna fall? Actually, probably out that way. No, we don't want that. But we can let it spill over this way. Look how fast he is. Go, Abe. Build a little ladder down there. Igneous rock? Sure, why not? So I'm liking that better. That food storage area is better. So exploring. We are heading up this way. Are they working on that? I guess they'll get to it when they get to it. Unreachable? No, that's reachable. Okay, good. Who is this? Gossman. Oh, perfect speed matching. Okay, so they're working on that slowly. Is there oxygen in there? Yeah. And germs. Some germs, but not too bad. Oh, look, it's stress, 1%. Nice. Soggy feet. Ah, look at them sleep. I put Max on Gopher because he has good athletics. Oh, Ellie's the early riser. How's oxygen? Nice temperature. Nice. Once we find water, I'll switch all these toilets over. Oh. Oh yeah, the storage compactor. Let's dump out that polluted dirt so the hatch can eat it. Okay, this is running a bit low. Oh, but we have them going up here. So that'll come down eventually. Unreachable build. Guess we gotta build them a ramp. Not out of gold though. That way. So I'm going to plan out my petroleum production here. So we want refinement, oil refinery, gold, and we'll plumb in the oil with granite's fine, I guess. Actually, it's going to be pretty warm. Let's use abyssite. I don't know if I used abyssite for the rest of it, but... And then petroleum out. I'm thinking of just dumping it in the bottom here, but I should probably make a proper tank for it. Let's dig some of this out. And hopefully they can actually dig that, even though it says requires miner. I'm thinking of something like this for the tank. It doesn't have to be that big. Could be long and shallow, something like this. Send a ladder down there. Yeah, and then we'll pump our petroleum in there and send some petroleum directly to plastic makers. Polymer press. So we'll put those over here. Leave a bit of room in between them. Maybe just one to start. And those will need power. I could just go under here. We'll want to sprinkle some water on this to keep it cool. Oh yeah, there he goes. Even though it doesn't show up, it works. Build a proper path there. I'm leaving this as an escape hatch just to let them out. Because we want to get all the water out of there before we start putting petroleum in there. In fact, instead of here, I think I'll do it all the way over. Now this is going to get hot. The petroleum usually comes out at 70 degrees. Let's do these ladders out of granite, because granite's going to be nearby. Yeah, so that should work. I'll come back once they got some of this built, and once we got some exploring done. So we do have a bit of a slime lung problem going on here. Check this out. Ah! I think it's because I opened this airlock and a lot of the polluted oxygen got in. So I put in some more deodorizers. Unreachable build. Yes, it is. Okay, we need a tile there. And they should start to be able to clean all this up. It's not too bad at the top of the base. But near the bottom it's filthy. And even though this water is full of germs, it doesn't seem to be an issue for our plants. They seem to be nice and clean. No food poisoning in them. Plus the food goes off to the chlorine room anyway and everything dies. All those germs die. They're still working on the oil thing down here. It's taking them a while, but I'll come back once they're finished. Once we got the petroleum going. So I'm adding on a natural gas generator here because we're going to have natural gas building up in this room from the oil refinery. So we'll filter out the natural gas, send that off to the natural gas generator, which will output CO2, which we can send down to the slicksters here, and they'll be happy. And then the polluted water can just drip down into here. It might break through eventually, but that's okay. And I put an ice sculpture here just to cool this area down and also to create some water to keep this cool. And I might have to sweep all this out because we don't want all this ice melting in the petroleum. This area will get really hot, all this will melt, which is fine. So I'll come back once they finish this up. I released a terrible green beast, so when I drilled up in here to get that polluted water, this was under super high pressure and full of slime lung. So now the base, look at the base, oh my gosh. It is dirty. So I'm doing an emergency airlock here to at least keep this in. And then we're gonna kind of try to clean this as much as we can. Prevent it from getting into the base, and I've got tons of these deodorizers around. So hopefully they can clear all this out of here. Might take a while to kill that slime lung though. 25,000 germs, 29,000. Not good. And they're still building the stuff down below. So I'll be back in a bit. Yay, we finally found the water geyser. It's kind of up top here. Way up here. So we'll be tying into that eventually to use. I'm so glad I found it. Hopefully there's another one on the map, but we'll make good use of this one first. What I might end up doing is draining it through this ice biome, cooling it down, and then sending that water into the base. Or I might just pump some over, way over to our power generation. Because it's okay if it's hot. That's going to be a very long pipe though. And we'll have to dig across here. We do have polluted water here and here that we can filter. We are running low on sand though. We only have 21 tons of sand. So I'll have to figure out what I'm going to do there. I'll probably drain some of it in here though and cool it down. And also we finally got kind of plastic working. It's not quite finished in here. We got a few tiles left to dump the petroleum in, but we have the polymer press. We have a few chunks of plastic that have come out. We don't have anyone really who can come and work on this very often. So it's going to be a bit slow. I thought about making petroleum with magma, but it's pretty finicky. You have to have it just at the right temperature, because the oil boils into petroleum at 400, but then petroleum turns into natural gas at like 550. So it's hard to keep it in that perfect temperature. And the magma is like 1400, so it's a bit finicky. 1570 actually. So once we have a bit of plastic accumulated, I'm thinking of working my way down maybe to this pocket here and setting up the steam turbine. So I'll be back in a bit when I'm ready to do that. So I dug out this area here to try to get this chlorine down on our food storage. Still carving this out. I want this all to escape. Sink down. Some more over here we can get. Can they reach there? Yeah, they should be able to reach there. We're slowly making our way through this chlorine. Actually, not slowly, quickly. It goes fast. Food was at 400,000, now it's at 250,000. I'm not sure what's going on there. I am putting more bristle blossoms in here. Let's make those priority 5. And this time I'm using hydroponic tiles so we can get some water in there and they won't have to deliver it all the time. We are running low on fresh water and polluted water, so I am doing a bit of a dig up here. We're trying to get this polluted water in. And I may try to drain this polluted water in. Just using what we have. And this is getting a bit low as well. I should probably look at getting that steam geyser tied in. But I wanted to get the the steam turbine working before the end of this episode, so I'll plan that out and be back in a bit. So I'm tying into this geyser up here. The water is at 70 degrees, but we want to use this water for plants. So we have to cool it down quite a bit. So I'm building kind of an old-fashioned radiator system through here. This first section is granite, and then the second section is wolframite. And we'll see how cool we can get the water from just this. We might have to extend it down. And this isn't going to work forever. This will eventually warm up. And we might have to use something like aquatuners to cool our water down for plants. Because if we send 60-degree water into the plants, they'll just overheat. That's my experience in the past. And I do want to get to that steam generator still, so I'll be back in a bit. Got some food issues in the base where things are too warm. They're not getting enough water. So I'm switching over to hydroponic tiles for all these planters. And the base is getting pretty warm again because up in the top left here, this area is getting really warm. This nullifier isn't keeping up with it. It used to be able to, but I'm building some diamond shift plates here to spread the cold out. So hopefully that helps. When I've done this kind of setup before, it's been plenty cold, so maybe I just need these shift plates, or maybe they've changed how much cooling this does. If we look at the oxygen going to the base, some of it's at 20, but some of it's at 40, so that's the issue. Now we could run it through a one of these things, the thermoregulator. We could do that in kind of a cold area. But it would probably heat up eventually. Like we could maybe do it here. So I did put one in, but it's getting really hot. It's almost at 100 degrees. So I put some ice sculptures on either side. Hopefully they'll melt and keep this nice and cool. If it hits 125, it's going to melt down. But at least it's taking this oxygen at 40 and sending it to the base at 30. So that'll help a little bit, as long as it doesn't melt. There's also this bug now where the dupes get stressed, like unlimited stress. The food quality, see 101%. The stress just keeps going up and up and up to infinity, so they never recover. unless you save and reload. They keep complaining about the food over and over. So I'll have to report that as a bug. So they finally finished this radiator system here. So we got water coming in at 59, coming out at 24, which is a good temperature. I'm just dumping it in this little hole right now, but eventually we'll just send that to the base. Actually, do they have that pipe built all the way down? No. We have to just finish it off, bring it down into the base, and then we'll tie in here, and we'll probably get rid of this one. I built a little water trough here because everything was melting down. So bring that and tie that in there. Now all the plants are hydroponic now. And some of them, I had to set the watering up like this or they get no irrigation like this. So I'll have to fix that. But the rest are working. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at my thermal regulator. How is it doing? Oh, our sculpture melted. Oh good, now that it's sitting in a bit of water, it is working beautifully. It's only at 30 degrees. It's amazing what a little bit of water on the ground does to these things. So that oxygen is 25, this one's 25, that's good, that's the perfect temperature. Now how is this area here? I put 2 Weezeworts in there, that's helping a bit. And eventually they'll build all this diamond plate. So I also did some work down here. Oh, I moved our water pump down here. And this will eventually run out, but we had some water here we could use. But now that we have the geyser tied in, we can send some clean water over this way. And down at the bottom, they finished all the oil stuff. And I tied into this geyser here, so we have a bit of power coming from that. We could do more power. And that's powering this oil refinery, and we got our plastic going, we got our petroleum going. Whenever they work on it, at least. So excess petroleum in here, and then how much plastic do we have now? So we have 1,700 kilograms of plastic. I kind of strip mine this down a bit. Our little, our slicksters aren't really working. They're just filling up with, carbon dioxide. Oh no, they are working. Maybe I just wasn't zoomed in enough. Where did all this natural gas come from? Whoa. Is that burping out of here? Oh, it's coming out of here, I bet. Actually, I'm not really sure. We should start using that though. So we got our CO2 coming down from the polymer press and the natural gas power. And that's going in here. And then the thing I wanted to do, the whole point of this video, was to get a steam generator going down here. So I dug down here. And I have a bit of a plan for this. So it's something like this. We want abyssalite. What I'm going to do is, once it's all built, I'm going to replace a few tiles here with metal tile to get the heat from this magma. And then we're going to drip water onto it. Turn it into steam. And try to get the steam generator. So let's see how big this thing is. Steam turbine. So I'm thinking we'll put it right here. So the metal tiles will go here. We'll drip water from above. We'll have to dig this out. And it doesn't need much room around it. So we'll do abyssalite. We want to keep all that steam in there. So we need a ladder so they can build it. We need a sealed room. Need a little bit of clearance on the top. they need ladders to build it. So we'll do that. Going from the top. Come across here. We don't need abyssallite for that, so we'll use granite. So we'll come around here, dig in here, get down here, build that. We need some scaffolding on this side as well. And we need a power inlet, because this thing has to have heavy watt wire. So I'll put one of these in. Heavy watt joint plate. Stick that there. And then heavy watt wire will go like this. Come out and then off into the base. I should try to build more than one, but at first I'll just get one going. Now we do need a source of fresh water. Maybe I'll build an ice sculpture. That would automatically melt and drip in. That would work. Actually, no, it wouldn't, because the steam would escape. We need the steam to stay in there. I guess we could filter some polluted water up here, maybe. Drain that out. Filter it. Send it in. I don't want to send in dirty water because you get sand build up. This little bit of water right here might be enough, but I guess we'll find out. So that, and then we need a closing side. The abyssallite. Dig that. Actually, we'll seal here, but we need our drainage pipe right here. That'll drip down onto metal tile here. So let's use abyssallite so everything doesn't melt. We'll come in like this. Oh, I didn't have to do that. Like that. Gold, sure. That'll drip, and then right near the end, once it's all built, we'll put metal tiles here and seal it up really quickly. So we'll let them build that. I think everything is reachable. They can build that. They can come in. They can build that. So yeah, we'll let them build that. It's going to take a very long time. Maybe I'll do a time lapse of them building it. It could take like 10 or 20 cycles because it takes them a long time to get down here. But we'll see how it goes. So we have it all built here. Instead of using a pump, I'm thinking of using a bottle emptier here. So if we want to make a metal tile, if we use iron, I think it melts down at like just under this magma temperature. So what I'm going to try to do is drill through this. It doesn't show up because of that bug, but there it is. Now that water is going to hit that magma and turn to steam immediately. But if it cools down enough, then we can stick a metal tile there. Here comes Abe. Hopefully he doesn't melt in the magma. Hopefully you can get there too. Let's see. Okay. Steam. Now we want to cool this magma down a bit. Maybe we'll drop some water on it. Let's do water. Priority 1,000,000. Hopefully one of our guys can get down here. Okay, there we go. Oh, we got steam. Is that it? Did it cool down? 1550. I think we need more. Oh. 1543. I think it will be safe to put in that metal tile. We could also build an ice sculpture here. Ice block. And that'll leak in. We just want it cool enough so we can put a metal tile in. Then seal it and hopefully it'll run. Output blocked. Okay, 11 kilograms, a little bit better. Okay, that's cool enough. We can put in our metal tile. Iron. Now, is that gonna fall and create a vacuum? I think I'm gonna build it right in the magma. Right here. Yeah, and then one here. And hopefully that transfers the heat in. Oh, steam turbine active. Oh, it has enough. It has enough steam. Really? There's not much steam in here. Let's put a battery on this and see what's going on. Is it too hot in here for a battery, I wonder? Oh, it keeps coming down with like a tiny amount of water. Okay, there he goes. Hopefully he can finish. Yay! Okay, what temperature? Oh, look at it heat up. Oh, wow. But I think it'll be okay. So we'll put another one in. That. Oh, here comes that ice block. Now, hopefully that doesn't cool things down too much. This thing's already active. There's crude oil in there. How did that happen? Okay, that's done. I think we can seal it. It says it's active, so let's put Abyssite priority 5 there. Now some heat is going to get out from here. Okay, oh look how fast that battery charged. Wow. And this thing used to be 8 kilowatts, now it's only 2. Okay. I think it's done. I've heard that it doesn't really consume steam like it's supposed to. But normally we'd just drip water on this hot plate and that would regenerate the steam and we could control it with a valve. But now we have some power. We could actually start using it for something useful. I gotta extend our power line. I mean, this was more just to see if it worked. And it works. It took very long to set it up, but we finally did it. And this episode is going to be monster long, so I will wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.